Because I'm in a...
Are you in a mood?
I'm in a...
No, don't tell me you're in a mood. It's Monday.
I'm in a very silly mood.
Oh, you're silly? A silly, goofy mood?
I'm ready for this thing to end.
I'm ready to
go, man.
You're in that Monday of vacation week. Do you know the children get the full week off now?
Yeah, we talked about that.
When did this happen?
I talked about that with a buddy of mine. When I just looked up one day, I think when I graduated college, it was like, oh, your sister's got a full week off.
That's
like,
insane. How? We used to leave right after school on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. You got the Friday off, and you were back in school the next Monday.
Yes. So you got...
Where we only got Thursday, Friday.
I think we got Wednesday.
Maybe we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
I'm pretty sure I got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then back on Monday.
I just remember the one year I stapled my thumb at the elementary school Thanksgiving party, and we had to go to the airport to get to our family Thanksgiving in Washington. But I had just stapled my thumb.
What do you mean you stapled?
I stapled my thumb. I put my thumb in a stapler, and I accidentally stapled my thumb.
Did the staple
I was in kindergarten.
Wait, did the staple? I understand. Did the staple go through the thumb?
Not all the way through. That was the problem.
I didn't know staples could do that.
I didn't either.
Okay.
Just a little baby thumb.
All right.
Anyway, that's my favorite leaving school to go to Thanksgiving.
And so you got to leave school early?
A little extra early.
Okay.
Because I stapled my thumb.
All right. Bet your parents are happy about that. There was one year I had to call my mom. She was a teacher. I called her on a Monday. She didn't want to be there that week. And I called her and was like, hey, Ma, I'm sick. And she was like, oh, no, my poor baby. Let me go run and tell my principal I got my son on the phone. I got to go pick him up early from school so she could play hooky Monday and Tuesday. Like, lady, come on, man.
I miss hooky.
Because they don't let teachers take off. Like the days before holidays,
no, you
can't take off.
You can't find a sub.
Well, whatever. And my mom was like, nope, I'm not going to
I'm going to find a sub.
I'm going to be out.
You're going to find a sub. I feel that.
Yeah. Oh, what was the song?
Oh, it was a cover of God Only Knows by John Legend and Cynthia Erivo, which felt timely.
Oh.
It was nice.
Yeah.
It was a calming start to the Monday. What's up, everybody? It is Monday, November 24th. It is going to be a good day, going to be a good week. Happy Thanksgiving week. Jessica Benson with you from the Grind City Media Studios in Memphis, Tennessee. CJ Hurt behind the glass coming up on today's show. The Grizzlies are streaking 2 wins in a row. They host the Denver Nuggets tonight, and Nikola Jokic will get through their win over the Mavs, the Klay Thompson of it all, the disappointing Jerome injury update. Lots of Grizz news from the weekend. Gary Parrish will join us as well. We'll get his thoughts on the Grizz, plus the Memphis Tigers. 1-4 after a very painful loss to Wake Forest in the Bahamas at the buzzer. We'll get GP's thoughts on all of that. We will do our Dirty Dozen, 12 plays from the weekend to describe the football weekend, 6 from college, 6 from the NFL. We'll do a little Hot Mets Express as well. It is a Monday. You know what we say. Gobble, gobble. It's an early gobble.
The world needs B2K.
B2K's breakup was a huge shock to their fans.
Boys for Life Tour.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat. How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
The only thing better than Saturday Night Hoops is when it comes with an exclusive Grizz hoodie. Every Saturday this season, $60 gets you a Grizzlies ticket and a limited edition Grizzlies hoodie. 4 different hoodie designs dropping across 4 Saturday games. Not sold anywhere else. Don't miss your shot to collect all 4 designs. Grab your tickets and gear up now at grizzlies.com/Saturday.
Memphis. Monday Night Raw returns with non-stop action, unmatched energy, and the superstars you love.
We don't get mad, we get even. We don't go home till we beat them.
Witness the moments you'll never forget. Monday Night Raw, Memphis. Monday, February 16th. Tickets and ringside packages on sale next Friday.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Feels great to feel the sunshine. Gotta own the day like it's all mine. Just got paid in his own time. Been working hard, I've been on the grind. I deserve this feeling, having my way. I've been on this healing. This is my day. The sun's out, let's have a little fun now. I wanna let it all out. That's what it's all about. Cause I deserve this feeling, have it my way. I deserve this healing. This is my day.
Grind City Media presents The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt. Live from the Grind City Media Studios on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Good morning. Happy Monday, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic weekend, a big Grizzlies weekend to cycle through, a Grizzlies game day tonight with the Denver Nuggets in town and Nikola Jokic, who's averaging a trillion, gajillion, a million, bajillion points and 8 million, trillion, kilchillion rebounds and assists, and those are the exact stats of Nikola Jokic thus far this season. CJ, you have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Everything good?
Yeah.
It's because the Grizzlies won 2 games in a row.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, that's why.
Oh,
the Grizzlies are streaking.
Hey,
2 straight wins for the first time all season. And honestly, I kind of hadn't realized that they hadn't won 2 in a row all weekend. Going back to the very beginning, they get the opening night win and then followed that with the loss to the Heat and so on and so forth. But they finally string 2 wins together. Can they make it 3 tonight against the Nuggets? We will get into that, but we start with their game against the Mavericks in Dallas on Saturday night, 102-96. And before we get into everything that transpired after the game, because everybody wants to talk about Klay Thompson and John Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies, and God forbid we just talk about Klay Thompson taking a 30-footer with 17 seconds left on the clock. Just a terrible shot, because he wanted it. He wanted that moment so badly, and he popped it up with 17 seconds left.
He had enough time to get a better, much
better shot.
Much better shot.
Much better shot. I do want to start with the actual basketball of it all, because it did feel nice going to bed on Saturday night, having enjoyed spending the evening watching this team. Like, I did not feel like I had a Saturday night wasted. I had an enjoyable experience watching the Grizzlies beat the Dallas Mavericks yet again. And you can call the Mavericks what they are, and you can say, well, the Grizzlies have won 2 in a row, but they're against the Sacramento Kings and the Dallas Mavericks. Okay, so what? Who cares? It's still 2 straight wins. And to me, it seems pretty simple that what has been the biggest difference for this team in the last week is Zach Edey. Like, he is a complete game changer, period, point blank. And as this team searches for identity, and we talked last week coming out of the Spurs game of maybe not having that identity, you're starting to see it take shape because of the anchor that is Zach Edey, how he dominates the paint and forces opponents to change their shot and do essential U-turns out of the paint when they see him there. Gobbles up rebounds, the tip that he had off the missed free throw to Vince Williams Jr. to basically seal the game, the screens that he sets to make things so much easier for a Vince Williams Jr., for a Cam Spencer, for everybody to operate more comfortably. Zach Edey versus the Mavs, 12 points on just 3 shots, 15 rebounds, 7 of those on the offensive glass, 3 assists, 4 blocks, 1 steal in 26 minutes. He is not just big. He can play. I consistently find myself impressed by his athleticism since he came back from injury and just what he does from an elevation standpoint from this team. And the thought that we have still only seen the 3 most important players for the Grizzlies all play together for 6 minutes this season. But what Edey has done as a connector for everybody else, and to have this kind of ragtagged, weird group of players right now who are really fun to watch because they compete their butts off. Like, that's what I respect coming out of the Mavs game, top to bottom. I mean, Santi had his second really impressive game being in that starting lineup. No Jaren Jackson Jr. again in Dallas. He's questionable for tonight against the Nuggets. Would be great to have him back. But Santi was great. Vince, playmaker, Point Vince, continues to be a very real option for this team. And some of those passes that he made on Saturday, they weren't just simple dump-offs to Zach Edey. Like, they were really impressive, good vision, high IQ passes from Vince Williams Jr. And Cam Spencer down the stretch was huge. Just looking at this group, like, they're at least able to elevate against bad teams, and they're just playing hard. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that coming out of how some of the conversation around this team was to start the year. And even, like, I thought it was a good coaching game from Coach Isolo from taking risks with something that was working. When he went away from Vince Williams down the stretch, I was like, that's a bold move, and it paid off because Cam Spencer was in rhythm and was able to take advantage. The Grizzlies as a team made 8 threes in that game. They shot, 25% from 3? It is hard to win basketball games when you shoot 25% from 3, but Cam made 2 big ones in the fourth quarter, 2 of his 3. And just overall, a nice professional win for the Grizzlies on the road against a struggling Mavs team.
Yeah, real professional win. Very much so. And at one point in time, I think you could have wondered, all right, what's this locker room situation like right now? You got your star player and your head coach and coaching staff. They seem to be butting heads. Where's this locker room going to go? This is a type of interaction that we've seen before early in seasons between star and coach, and it kind of ruins the locker room, and dudes sort of just fold. And I think you could have asked that question truthfully and honestly and said, we'll see, but maybe it goes the wrong way for them. I hope it doesn't, but maybe it does. And so far it hasn't. They've continued to go out there, to everybody's credit, including Ja Morant, when he's on the court. They've gone out there and they've competed. They've tried. And last night, or Saturday night, Friday night, whenever. Saturday night, all the days are running together. They went out there and they put another team on the court who went out there and competed. And that's all you can ask of them. You're down Ja and you're down Jaren, and this whole thing is supposed to be set up for those two to be the ones carrying most of the burden you have, both offensively, defensively, both as playmaking and rim protecting. You've got to find a way to go out there, though, and continue to compete. And they went out there and they did that. You're talking about Vince Williams Jr., who had 6 assists as a playmaker, but he also had 10 rebounds as well. So he was somebody who was very aggressive, coming down and trying to grab defensive rebounds. What Cam Spencer was able to do offensively, great. You know, Cam Spencer making 3 threes for a team that really struggled to make threes on Friday, great. But why he was able to stay on the court was because when they decided, all right, we're just going to pick Cam Spencer in every ball screen we can to get the switch that we want, he was able to defensively fight through screens and fight to not get switched onto the person with the ball the way that the Mavericks wanted him to be. And that's huge. That goes back to the competing side of things. Zach Edey is great that he's able to go out there and get 12 points on 3 shots, which is incredible. But what he's doing on the glass and just being in the paint, he's competing. And when he does get out there on the perimeter, he is trying. He's not lost. He's not lackluster. He's out there competing. And you brought up the big tip out on the missed free throw. That's just somebody out there who wants it, who wants to win, who knows what it takes, who's going to go out there and compete. And to a man on Friday, they've been doing this. They won Friday because they were playing a team who Saturday.
It's okay.
They played a team who, if they go out there and compete, they got a chance to actually win against. And that's the huge thing. This season it's a long season, and right now the wins aren't as plentiful as everybody would hope, but you can't get down and you can't stop competing. As long as they do that, I'll be fine with all of the results. And some of the results are going to be wins, like we saw on Saturday.
And I think like you can rationally make the argument, well, hey, if they had Zach Edey for the early portion of the season, they might have 2 or 3 more wins. It wouldn't be a perfect scenario by any means. Like, I don't want to put a rose-colored brush over the beginning of the season, but he does just make so much stuff easier for this team. And you just see how important he is in the context of what Tomas Isolo is trying to do. It has been a nice adjustment in the last week. You say it's a long season. You have to take this in chunks, and this most recent chunk of basketball from the Grizzlies has been inspiring to see. Even the game against the Spurs. We'll see if they get into a situation where they have a close game in a fourth quarter. Can they close it out? They gave up 11 straight to end that game against San Antonio. We'll get into the nuggets of it all, but to put a cap on the game piece of Saturday night, enjoyed watching the win. Everyone was about it. Klay misses the shot at the end, which felt good because, frankly, it was like trending in the direction where it felt like a Klay killer game, and all of this tension between the Grizzlies and Klay Thompson trying to have a big game against a team that he doesn't particularly like. That was the game script feel.
What a way to phrase it.
Hey,
he doesn't particularly like.
Oh, let me phrase it another way, because I just feel like a lot of people were lost in this weekend. News flash. Klay Thompson and the Memphis Grizzlies do not like each other. Get the picture? Like, come on. The entire game, my Grizzlies group chats are popping off about how much they hate Klay Thompson. And to Klay's credit, he was having literally his best game of the season. 22 points off the bench is his best game of the season. He made 6 threes. 2 weeks ago when the Grizzlies played the Mavs, he was 0 for 6, which has been more consistent, and that was one of his worst games of the season. So they're somewhere in the middle of where he is, but he's not what he once was. That much is clear. There was the moment with Vince Williams in the game, and I'm on the couch with Chris being like, God, I would kill to know what Vince Williams Jr. said to Klay Thompson. There's the moment with Santi Aldama where Santi trips Cooper Flagg, and Klay steps up for his vet. If you want to know how the Grizzlies and Klay Thompson feel about one another, our sweet baby angel TV broadcast, Pete Branica and Brevin Knight, can barely hide how they feel about Klay Thompson in these games. And, I think that's great. I think that's excellent. So I am watching the game, having a good time with my Warriors-loving, revisionist history husband, Chris Luther, who at one point in recent years was himself calling Klay Thompson a bum on our couch any given night. But now he's all back on the side of the Splash Bro who was responsible for so many happy memories. So we're going back and forth, which is all fun. Like, this is sports. This is how I enjoy partaking in sporting experiences. And then we get to the Cam Spencer walk-off interview at the end of the game. And I'm not kidding. We rewound that thing 4 times trying to figure out what Jaw said and what he was specifically referencing in that moment with Cam Spencer. And the words that he used were, tell him who the best shooter in the house was. It wasn't bro from Golden State. And I went from being like, is he talking about Klay Thompson? To, honest to God, in real time saying, oh no, Cam's brother Pat plays for Golden State. And then Chris is next to me like, no, he's definitely calling out Klay Thompson. Why would he be calling out Pat Spencer? Pat Spencer doesn't do anything. And then I'm like, no, this is maybe a cool little double entendre. Anyway, we're getting so deep into it, but we just laughed. It was like a cheeky little moment that was, one, very fun to see, kind of like a throwback to John Morant crashing post-game interviews and just the fun that came with those moments in yesteryears for the Grizzlies. And also, if he was calling out Klay Thompson, or even if it was just a real respect moment for Cam Spencer, whose brother Pat does play for Golden State, it was fun. Left it at that. Tucked myself in. Got all snuggled in bed after a long day on the couch watching nothing but college football and the Memphis Grizzlies and having a good time. Even went to Little Pedals for dinner downtown. I had a good meal. Slept 9 hours. I wake up. I get on social media. What a terrible decision to start a lovely morning. And my entire feed is just endless commentary on some updates to things I didn't see the night before. Ja calling Klay a bum. Ja pointing at Klay's face. Klay Thompson's little monologue about Ja running his mouth, and it's funny to run your mouth when you're on the bench, and that being the story of his career so far, and how, quote, when you're a star, it comes with great responsibility. I hate to see that go to waste. And my apparently controversial opinion on this, because I, CJ, Jessica Benson, the most controversial hot takier of all Grind City media. That is the space that I sit in. It's just as simple as Klay Thompson and the Memphis Grizzlies don't like each other. And everything that happened is totally fine. And if you are gasping and grabbing your pearls, you are doing too much in this situation.
Are people doing that?
Yes.
About what?
Everything.
Listen, check it out. So the game is Friday because college football is Saturday. And so
it is Friday. Wait, no, it's not.
When did they play?
The game is Saturday.
The game is Saturday.
I went to Wicked on Friday. My entire weekend is pinpointed by Wicked for Good Friday and Chili's.
So it's so I wake up and it's still football on my mind. So I missed everything but the job finger point, calling Klay a bum, and the walk-off stuff. I was like, oh, okay. That's part of the course.
You didn't see the walk-off.
I did see the
I saw the walk-off. You didn't see Klay's comments.
I saw the walk-off. I saw the finger point, you're a bum. Okay. And then I woke up and saw Klay's comments. It's like, oh, okay. This is par for the course for people who don't like one another. I missed entirely any discourse about Ja and Klay and the greater meaning.
Discourse was discoursing.
What was it?
Oh, it's an indictment on Ja Morant hasn't grown up and talked in street clothes, and how dare he. Hate doesn't care if you're in street clothes. I don't know how much clearer to say this.
You can't play basketball professionally in street clothes. You can always throw hands with a pulled hammy, right? And if you're not going to
pull hands, he was holding a ball the whole game, which I loved.
which was odd also. But if you're not you can even if you're not fighting, you can still talk with a bum calf, right? Or hamstring or whatever it is. It's calf.
It's a calf.
You can
we don't mess with calves, but you can still use your mouth.
You can still jabber jaw with one of those.
Also, this man cannot win because if he's not up and engaged, it's, oh, Ja's not interested and not a part of this, and he's just sitting there and is even happy that his team's, and then he's fully engaged and being the Ja Morant that we know he is. Like, he is who he is, and he enjoys that part of the basketball life. And then it's like, he can't do that. He's in a tech suit. And then people were coming for him for wearing a tech suit in 2025. But my biggest thing is it's just like, context matters, and this Klay and Grizzlies and Ja and everything goes back. I mean, Klay Thompson sat on a podium in the midst of the Warriors championship run and called Jaren Jackson Jr. a bum. Like, it goes to that. It goes to everything between the Grizzlies and the Warriors. It goes to Klay counting his rings on the bench. Like,
did he count them again?
He did not count them again. Instead, he did the finger wagging, I am your elder. And then there were the people, and then to be fair, to paint both sides of the picture, then there were the people who were like, well, Klay is a bum, and he's never done anything, and Josh should say this. Okay, Klay hasn't been a bum his whole career. He has 4 rings and an Olympic gold medal and sets records and has the quarter scoring record and all of that. Like, all of this can be true. Ja's going to open himself up to criticism by being in street clothes and talking the way that he did and pointing his finger and calling Klay a bum. But he had every right to do that, and that makes the game more fun. I love rivalries in sports. I prefer them to be on 2 teams who are at the peak of their competitiveness, not between one player who is on the sunset tour of his career and having some of the worst shooting numbers of his career versus a team that is 6-11 and injured and has played 6 minutes with their 3 most important players this season. But I'll take it. I will take it so much more than handshakes and jersey sharing after one team has just lost and you're doing a little jersey exchange. No. Give me people who hate each other. It makes sports great. My husband and I had like full-blown arguments, 2 of them before noon yesterday about this ordeal. And we were only interrupted by the great octobox of Red Zone, or we probably would have kept going at it for like another hour. And it was a good time. And you move on, and there's another game tonight, and the Mavs move on, and there's another game. Chris told me I'm not allowed to call out Meg the Stallion because Klay Thompson is finding people and saying, don't bring my girlfriend into it. But I want Meg the Stallion to write a Grizzlies verse now.
She can't do that. She kicks it with glow.
Okay,
and she kicks it with
Glow's over in Toronto all the time now, so Glow doesn't care about us.
Well, listen, she's got to go where her man is. Man, whether you're Glorilla or Megan the Stallion or Bill Belichick, you have to go out there and support your significant other when they do these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make sports hate again.
I mean, when did it stop?
And
there's always been sports hate.
And it doesn't stop. That's the point. It doesn't dissipate because someone's in street clothes and someone's at the bum phase of his career.
Yeah, we're not.
I spent too much time on this.
I'm not. I don't understand it. Like we've seen this before. We've seen these sorts of rivalries in sports before.
Yes.
You got to find a way to make these games matter. And the best way to go about making games matter is to find two teams or two players or a collection of players who strongly dislike one another. That is the best part of it. That's what makes it work. And for them to be Grizzlies and Mavericks, both in the same division, and the Mavericks have Klay now, and they also have Cooper Flagg, who was the darling, the number 1 overall draft pick in this year's draft. For them to be playing this Grizzlies team that has Ja, that has Jaren, that has Santi. Now, some of them aren't playing, has Conchar, but they were there, Brandon Clark, they were there for those heated playoff series against the Warriors where Klay was on the team and all the jabberjawing that transpired between those two. And then you add on top of it the Cedric Coward piece of it all where Cooper Flagg might have been the number 1, well, not might have, was the number 1 overall draft pick. But the better rookie so far may be Cedric Coward, right? Like all of this gets combined and congealed into this really, really fun moment where you've got two teams who are honestly fighting to get out of the bottom of their division and out of the bottom of their conference, going out there playing a game with a bunch of emotion and intensity in November. And that's what makes it so very, very, very much fun. Like that's the whole point.
The NBA world is talking about Grizzlies Mavs, two teams who are on the opposite side of the Western Conference standings, but you're relevant. And if they're not talking about you, you're boring. And you want to know what? I love when the Grizzlies aren't boring. Would I love them to win games too? Of course I would. I will say, one of the wild stats that came out of it that I had never thought about before we take a quick break, people were trying to compare, we're comparing how many games Klay Thompson has played since tearing his Achilles compared to how many games Ja has played in the same time period. 304 to 178, counting the playoffs. That was wild. But guess what? Hate isn't about that.
Nobody is here to decipher and decode which one is righter than the other one.
Oh,
I'm not
trying.
I'm not trying to.
I was just having a good time.
Right, who's wrong.
And guess who won the game?
These jokes.
The Grizzlies. And guess who took the stupid shot at the end of the game? Klay.
I mean, counterpoint. Some of the dudes on the Grizzlies weren't suited up to take the stupid shot at the end of the game, right?
Fine.
Like that. There's a counter there. I just enjoy a 1990s basketball score. Can I get more of those? 96 to 102? Come on, man.
Makes you feel something.
Get all these high-scoring games out of here.
102 to 96 and somebody calling someone else a bum and some fighting words.
Cam Spencer is drawn with somebody.
Cam Spencer's doing the Meg Thee Stallion tongue.
Didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Grizzlies Nuggets tonight. We'll talk about it a little bit on the other side. And we will ultimately talk about this all with Gary Parrish. Memphis Tigers had another disappointing finish. Yes.
That last possession, what was the score? They were up by...
When Klay took the shot?
No, when the Tigers lost the game.
They were up by 2.
They were up by 2?
They were up 2.
And nobody decided, hey, you know what? Just don't give up the 3?
Did you see the video of the practice footage?
Yeah, everybody runs that play. Everybody runs that play.
But he had just done it.
That's not a... So,
but they just ran it in practice that afternoon.
Everybody runs that play.
I ran that play.
You throw the ball. It's the Duke play.
Yes, it is.
Throw the ball to Christian Laettner
play.
and the high post, and then he turns and shoots it. Or you just catch it and toss it out to the dude for the 3. And the Tigers just acted like they hadn't seen that before. But yeah, get Gary's thoughts on that.
We'll take a break. Nikola Jokic comes to town. We'll talk about Denver Grizzlies tonight after a quick break.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds. GBWR.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Grizz Nation, Friday nights just got a whole lot better. Introducing Buckets and Brews, the ultimate way to tip off your weekend. Every Friday this season, grab a terrace-level ticket to the Grizz game and 2 12-ounce Miller Lights for just $55. Get great seats, cold brews, and Grizzlies basketball. It's everything you need to start your weekend off right. So get the deal that's too cold to hold. Go to grizzlies.com/Friday to lock in your tickets today.
Grizz fans, defend your home court from pests with Terminix before cockroaches, spiders, and mice show up. Terminix it with our pest-free 365-plus year-round protection plan. Visit Terminix.com today and enter code SAVE50 at checkout to save $50. Terms apply. Go Grizzlies. During the break, I learned that Vanderbilt is going to have a New York City campus, and thus Vanderbilt is calling themselves New York's SEC team. How about that? From sea to shining sea. That's funny. Lucy Roden posted a picture at LaGuardia Airport in New York with a little digital billboard of New York's SEC team, Vanderbilt.
So, okay. we say all the time, insert school here can't pack up and leave their region, much the way that professional sports teams can. But
Vanderbilt said, bet we're going to Chelsea.
if so, they're in Chelsea, which is in the
Manhattan.
UK. Wait, Chelsea's in Manhattan?
No, Chelsea's in New York.
Okay.
It's a neighborhood. It's a borough.
Okay. Is there not a Chelsea soccer?
Yeah, there is a Chelsea soccer.
Okay, so that's where I thought they were doing 2 campuses. Okay. But again, to increase your footprint in a specific region, can you just put a campus there? Like, hey, we're a regional school now.
Well, then can you go worldly? Because different schools have study abroad programs across the globe.
Who cares about that? Yeah. A&M has a campus in Qatar, so they're getting that Qatari
Checks
money.
out.
But who cares about going international unless you're getting that Saudi Qatari money? I'm talking about from a conference expansion thing. Like a Memphis, theoretically speaking, hypothetically speaking.
Yes.
Put a campus in Tulsa. And say, hey,
okay, can we have a more fun campus than Tulsa?
We're in Big 12 territory now. We're a Big 12 school.
Pick a glamour city.
All the
Malibu.
Okay, here we go.
The Memphis Malibu campus.
So Malibu, where's Malibu?
California. Southern California, specifically.
So they can say, hey, we're in Atlantic Coast Conference territory now. We're an ACC school. Could they do that?
Sure.
And improve their chances of
Why
getting in the
not?
conference?
What? There are no rules anymore.
No, if Vanderbilt is New York's SEC teams, there are no rules.
Our chat question of the day is, which of these Grizzlies foes is most hated? Draymond Green running away with it with 74% of the vote.
Recency bias.
It's recency bias. Chris and I got in this argument. It sounds like we fought all weekend about Klay Thompson and the Memphis Grizzlies, which, you know what? Fair. We wondered if Klay is actually more hated than Draymond deep down, just because there is some level of respect-ish for Draymond Green. But I think that's because I live in a Draymond apologist household. I think most Memphis fans straight up hate Draymond Green, and there is no respect, even though he is about that life, whereas Klay's more the words guy. I mean, Draymond will grab your kneecap or kick you in the nuts, so.
Yeah, that's not being about that life.
I mean,
fondling dudes' nuts is
it's
the
not
opposite
fondling,
of about
sicko.
that life. What
Disgusting.
are you talking about?
You did miss a major player in the 4 that you listed, because Chris Paul should have been on the list.
Chris Paul should have been on there.
And Chris Paul is on a lot of different teams' lists.
Yeah.
Like, I was going through the process of deleting old pictures yesterday, trying to do some digital cleanup. I don't know if anybody else out there gets really overwhelmed about just how much stuff you have in your digital closet or your digital storage space. And I came across a screenshot of a text that Chris sent me 6 years ago that just says, "You have no idea how much I effing hate Chris Paul." I was like, wow, what timing, considering he announced that this season is his last and he will be retiring after this year.
You know, Roser made it on one of the late night shows because of his hate of Chris Paul.
That's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think the tweet was, who does the read mean tweets?
It was Fallon, isn't it?
I don't know. But the tweet was something along the lines of, I hate Chris Paul with every fiber of my being.
It's Kimmel.
And every ounce of my body or something like that. So
As one does.
Everybody hates Chris Paul.
Everybody hates Chris.
Everybody.
It was actually about Chris Paul all along. Tonight we get Grizzlies Nuggets. Does anybody hate Nikola Jokic?
No.
He's so good.
I guess maybe opposing horse racers or horse managers, I guess.
Or anyone that his brothers have put in their crosshairs, perhaps. Might be a family hate.
Yeah, maybe.
I just respect the hell out of him. He's averaging 30 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, shooting 62% from the floor and 41% from 3. He is making people have the legitimate conversation of, are we witnessing the greatest offensive player in NBA history? And I don't really love the spot that the Grizzlies are getting the Nuggets tonight, because they lost to the Kings over the weekend in a game where Nikola Jokic had 44 points on 28 shots, along with 13 rebounds and 7 assists, and they lost. And Cam Johnson sat down after the game and in his media availability talked about how, as a teammate, you actually feel kind of guilty. You feel kind of guilty when Nikola Jokic puts up a performance like that and you don't come out with a win. And then Jokic talked about how the Nuggets, who are 12-4 and have been the clear number 2 team in the Western Conference this season, second only to the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are an insane 17-1. Jokic said their 12-4 record is not the real picture and that he doesn't think they're very good. I don't want the Nuggets to be in the place where Nikola Jokic is saying we're not very good. They just lost to the sad, bad Sacramento Kings, and now they come to Memphis for a game against the Grizzlies. They are injured, which is helpful because the Grizzlies are perennially injured as well. They're without Aaron Gordon right now and Christian Brown, so down 2 starters. But they have Nikola Jokic. And I, for one, am excited to see him play tonight. He has become one of those players that I have circled on my calendar where I think to myself, I wake up, I realize it's a Grizzlies game day, and I'm like, hell yeah, I get to watch Nikola Jokic play basketball tonight. It's him, it's Victor Wembanyama already at this point. I still get it for Steph Curry. LeBron carries the weight of LeBron, and I guess Luka, now when the Lakers came, I was excited to see Luka play. But Nikola Jokic is the greatest player in the world, and we get to watch him play basketball tonight. And see if the Grizzlies can contain him, can slow him down. You do not stop Jokic. You simply force him to be not a monster.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I hope you get Jaren Jackson Jr. back.
To
All
do
size
what?
could help.
All right.
All size matters.
Yeah, well.
In a game against Nikola Jokic. Jock Landale not on the injury report,
Good.
which was helpful as well because he left that game the other night against the Mavs. Also, worth noting, because we didn't get to it, Ty Jerome, we did get the injury update over the weekend from Grizzlies PR, which was I would call it an all-timer from Grizzlies PR, but we're used to it at this point. It started with the words, Ty Jerome is progressing well. and then blah, 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 and then got to the end and said, Ty Jerome will return in 6 to 9 weeks. And I really couldn't help but laugh. Like, I just let out an audible chuckle because I started with progressing well, and in my head I thought, God, we're going to see Ty Jerome really soon. And then I got to 6 to 9 weeks, and I said, oh, no, we're not. Oh, no, we're not. They're signing Cobie Buffkin to a 10-day hardship contract, which probably gives a little clarity on the Ja Morant timeline as well. Not insinuating that Ja is going to be out exceptionally long, but I believe the original reevaluation period was 2 weeks. And now Ty Jerome obviously out for a significant more amount of weeks, and Scottie Pippen Jr. still out, and Javon Small still out. So they are able to sign Cobie Buffkin, and you've gotten good stuff from Vince Williams Jr. and Cam Spencer at this point as well. But disappointing on the Ty Jerome front, because it did seem like we were perhaps close to seeing him, and we are not.
What made it seem like you were close to seeing him?
Because we were supposed to get an update.
This is the update.
Yeah, but there was no indication that the update would be that update.
Okay, well, there was no indication that the update would be, hey, he's coming back, right? If there was some indication of that, we would have mentioned it.
Yeah.
You know, you go to, other people, Lane goes to, Mike goes to, Rob goes to practices, DeMichael goes to those types of things and shoot-arounds and things of that nature. Before Zach Edey came back, there was like, oh, hey, Zach Edey's going through drills right now. You know, before any player comes back, you see somebody in media post them going through a workout, or post them or just takes a picture like, hey, before the game, this player came out there and shoot around. There's been nothing on Ty Jerome. There's been none of that on Ty Jerome. So, I mean, if there was none of that on him, I assume that, you know, around this time, it would be, hey, we told you we'd give you an update. The update is he needs more time. Now, 6 to 9 weeks, as the kids say, is
nice. Not nice.
Diabolical.
Opposite nice.
Diabolical, as the children say. But
skull emoji.
Yeah. But
not in the funny way, in the actual death way.
We should have known that there was this was going to be a bit longer than the initial update period.
You don't mess with calves.
No.
Repeat after me. You don't mess with calves. You want them to heal because you don't want further issues. We'll take a break. We'll get with Jerry. Gary Parrish will join us on the other side.
Regular
we'll get
Tom
GP's
Brady
takes
over here.
on. My whole timeline was like, is Tom Brady going to get, because I didn't hear it in real time. It's like, is Tom Brady going to get fired? It's like, what did he do?
It sounded like a CK, though.
Yes.
It didn't sound like
he was just trying to say the name.
Yeah.
It just came out wrong.
But completely different name also he was trying to say. It's like he combined the last part of the first name with the beginning part.
Yeah. All right, Jerry Parrish, a.k.a. Gary Parrish, on the other side. We'll talk Grizzlies and Tigers with him after a quick break.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you.
Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
Welcome back. It's Monday. That means it's time to catch up with Gary Parrish, host of The Gary Parrish Show, weekday mornings at 10 a.m. on Grind City Media. He joins us every Monday. He joins us now. GP, welcome.
Welcome to you.
Welcome back to Memphis.
It's good to be back in Memphis for a couple days.
I'm happy.
I have to go back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back.
That's your life this time
I'm going to
year,
go back to
so.
New York, but then I'm going to come back home, and then I'm just going to keep doing that basically for the next 4
Are you home
months
for
or so.
Thanksgiving?
I'll be home for part of Thanksgiving. I will.
Oh, okay.
I will wake up in New York City.
You'll watch the parade.
I'll turn it on TV, perhaps, and I'll look out the window. It really does just come right by. I'll probably walk outside and see it. You know, it's a people from all over the world go there to do that.
Yes.
And it's like literally outside of my window.
And you should probably at least get eyes on it.
Go put eyes on it.
Just to say, I respect the tradition. I'm here.
I'm going to wake up on
see
Thursday.
you.
I'm going to respect some traditions, and then I'm going to go to the airport and fly home. So I'll start my Thanksgiving in New York, and I'll end it, hopefully, if things go well, in the greater Memphis area.
I only watch the Thanksgiving Day parade for the Broadway performances, but I end up watching the whole thing because I never have any idea when those will be.
Right.
And so I do enjoy just having it on as background noise.
I will say I've done it before with the family, the whole deal. And it is one of those things in life that is much better on television. Yes. It looks bigger on television. Like in person, it's a little bit like the Statue of Liberty. People see the Statue of Liberty for the first time, they're like, is that it? It's very small. The balloons are smaller than you think. So when you see them in real life, it's like, that's it? Because on television, it looks like they're giant things through this giant city. In real life, it doesn't hit the same way, I guess. But sure, you should, if you're there, probably put eyes on it. But it's better on TV.
Something also tells me that you're perhaps is curmudgeon a fair word to use with like big events of that kind? Like, how do you feel about the ball? Have you done the ball drop?
Yeah, awful.
It's miserable, but I think it's worth it. One time.
Oh,
and one time only.
We happened to be there the year of 9/11. We were there for New Year's a few months after 9/11. Like, it was still smoldering in Lower Manhattan.
Okay.
So security was very, very tight. But our experience was, they start setting up. They allow. It's not just like you can walk around Bill Street wherever. It was every block was blocked off. And
you're in a pen like cattle.
You're in a pen like cattle. It's like you're on Broadway between 44th and 43rd. This is where you're at, and now we'll fill the next one up. And you're just sort of in there all night long.
And you can't actually watch again, something that is made for TV because you think you're going to watch all these concerts.
You're not.
Like I was in a pen where I was going to get to see Fall Out Boy and Gwen Stefani, and there was someone else. It was not Usher. I think in my head I made it up to be Usher, and it wasn't Usher. But it was someone else big that I wanted to see. I saw their backs.
Right.
I saw the tip tops of their hair. But I will say, like, when the ball actually drops and the countdown happens and everybody's kissing and everybody's singing New York, New York, it is a magical moment.
Okay, we missed all that.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So we're there. We have subsequently seen it. But in this one, this was our first trip to New York together. Right. And it was New Year's right after 9/11. Security was really crazy.
Extra tight.
Extra. And so it wasn't even like you're in this cattle thing and they have a bar over here. You're just standing there sober.
No, that's how it was. Yeah, and you can't pee.
All
and
of
you
it.
better bring food.
So I remember the rumors were like Britney Spears is going to be playing on the roof of MTV or something like that. So it was like, okay. And I just remember they told us, you got to get out there by like 4 or 5. You don't get out there like 4 or 5, you're just not going to be able to do anything. So we're out there early. And it was like, okay, I think everything starts at 7. And then it comes 7. It's like, okay, nothing yet, but I bet it's 8. And they would count down to 8, like 10, 9, and it was nothing still. We got all the way up to like 10. And I just looked at my, at the time, girlfriend and said, I can't do this anymore. I don't care. Like, I'm not trying to prove a point to anybody that I saw the ball drop. I want to have a good time, and I am not having a good time.
Funny.
And so we agreed to go to a bar, went to a little bar right off of Broadway, met an Irish couple, hung out with them, shots the whole deal. Plan the whole time was to walk back outside around 11:45 to make sure we saw the ball drop. Got distracted by the shots and the Irish couple, and the ball dropped. We went outside and went to the hotel. That was it. But we didn't see the actual thing.
I will say the best way to do it, and then we'll move on to actual basketball stuff. But we did it 2 years in a row, and the second year was in the pens as the whole experience, the whole hurrah. The year before, we accidentally meandered outside. We were staying at the Marriott Marquis, which is in the center of Times Square. And we were able to, like an hour before, just walk outside our hotel and kind of pretend like we didn't know where we were going and just kind of keep walking close to the hotel and then stand in it, watch the ball. And that was awesome because you didn't have to sacrifice
That's definitely the way to do
anything.
it.
And so we kind of thought like, oh, we'll do this again. And instead did it the full way. But I do think it's fun to do. Those moments just around people. And if you're claustrophobic, never do it. But I think they're so emotionally charged, not in a like wah kind of way, but just in a, like we're all just here. The calendar's turning again. It's New Year's. We're all from all different places, and yet we're all experiencing this right now in this moment.
I like that part of it. I like everything about
not
that.
The standing and not being able to go to the bathroom.
I was just like, I'm tired of standing in one place, being cold and sober. I don't want to do that anymore. For me, it just boiled down to what we're doing right now is not enjoyable. Let's do something that's more enjoyable than this.
Well, the Memphis Tigers aren't doing anything very enjoyable right now. They lost to Wake Forest, Gary.
I heard.
I
about
saw,
that.
thanks to you, the video of Wake Forest practicing the shot. And CJ and I talked in the last segment, and we were talking during the break too. Everyone runs this play.
Yes.
Every level of my once AAU basketball team ran it. CJ's high school basketball team ran it. Director Jacobs' basketball team has run it.
Me and my kids run it in the driveway.
Yeah. So it's nothing unique.
Right.
What then stands out to me after they had ran it, just like they drew it up, and then they run it against the Tigers, down 2, they hit the 3, they get the win. Why wouldn't you defend it better if everybody knows what this play is?
Well, totally fair question. And I know Memphis wasn't in Wake's practice on Wednesday, but they ran it Thursday night at the end of the Texas Tech game. Like they ran, it's the exact same play. And so it can be a little disorienting to Finn, because I've talked to coaches about this, if you're not like locked in on it exactly, which they should have been. That's the real problem. You start right there. If you just scout them the night before, somebody should say, and I'm not saying Memphis didn't scout them the night before, I'm just saying somebody should have been yelling out. We saw this last night. They're
going to this.
Yeah, it's the Bryce Drew play. There's a million different names for it, but we know exactly what they're doing here. We watched them do it last night. I can't promise you nobody said that, but it certainly didn't look like it. If you're not locked in on it, this is what I was told. It can get disorienting because when the baseball pass clears the first defenders, their instincts are to follow the ball. And when they follow the ball, these men cross and you lose your guys. And so it's an effective play for a reason. But they should have been better prepared for that moment. And the truth is, they should have never even been in that moment. I'm not piling on. I'm not ranting and raving. But that's where there's a lot of different failures on a lot of different levels to even get you into that situation. It starts with Zach Davis getting the offensive rebound and putting it back up. Like, that's just, coaches always preach time and score. Mm-hmm. You have to understand time score situation. If you secure that rebound, you're up 2, you just hold the ball. You really just have to hold it. Yeah. And they have to come foul you. You're shooting free throws with a 2-point lead. You can put the game away right there. He puts it back up. Next thing you know, Memphis is fouling Wake Forest. Free throws at the other end. You're tied. Then Doug McDaniel gets to the other end, foul with 1.5, makes the first, and at that point, it's obvious what you do. You miss the second. When you miss the second, this is not an exaggeration. This isn't hyperbole. The game's over because you miss the second. It comes off the rim. Wake secures it. Clock starts. You might have time to take one bounce. That's it. You can't pass it. You can't push it ahead. The clock ends before your teammate catches the ball. It's probably at best one bounce. Ball lands at the free throw line on the other side. Memphis is 1-1 in the Bahamas. Once you make that free throw, it allows them to set up for the play that ultimately beats you. And I know that Penny took responsibility afterwards, and that's nice, better than the alternative. Sort of explaining, he just, in the commotion of everything, he should have said miss it, and he didn't. But more than that, somebody on your staff should be yelling that. I talked to multiple coaches this weekend just to confirm what it is I believed, what it is I said on TV Friday night as we were asked to discuss this because the game was on our air and I was in studio for it. I knew what I thought because I've been in these practices, I've been in these games, I've been in these huddles, I've been near benches. But just to confirm, I talked to multiple coaches. And here's the consensus of what I heard. As the head coach, you can kind of lose track for how many timeouts the other team has. I had one coach tell me, like, it's just not something I'm aware of. There's too many things for me to be thinking about. But somebody on my staff is always aware of it. And in that moment, nobody disagrees with this. No coach that I talked to disagreed with this. In that moment, absolutely, there's somebody on your staff who, even if your head coach is too caught up in the moment and your players are too inexperienced, there's somebody on your staff saying, we missed this free throw. We missed this. They're out of timeouts. We missed this free throw. The idea that seemingly nobody on Memphis's staff did that is a real. I'm not trying to use strong words intentionally, but like that's a failure. That cost you a game, and it also, just intensifies what is already sort of an uncomfortable relationship between, Penny Hardaway and the Memphis fans because we don't have to run through the timeline, but he's been the coach now at Memphis for a long time, and they haven't had a lot of postseason success, and certainly this season seems to be going the wrong way pretty quickly.
Instead of being 1-1 in the Bahamas, they're 1-4 on the season, and it's a 6-point loss to Ole Miss, a double-digit loss to UNLV, only a 9-point loss to Purdue,
right,
and then a buzzer beater loss to Wake Forest. How do you evaluate this team's ability to move forward the rest of this season?
I mean, we'll see, but I'm not optimistic. The schedule gets harder, not easier. And there's some scenario where you get to the American and you're just better than everybody in the American. Like, if you play, just compete, even as stupidly as you handled those final moments. If you just play as hard as they played in the Bahamas, they're the best team in the American. They'll probably steal one of these games that they're not projected to win before you get there. The problem, of course, is that it's not hard to imagine it splintering a little bit. Losing takes a toll on people, and the losses are probably going to stack up more than the alternative going, at least in the coming weeks. And who do you have there to hold it together? The guys you invested the most money in, they're all talented but problematic in their own way. Like Doug McDaniel has not had success at the collegiate level. He played at Michigan for a bad team, played at Kansas State for a disappointing team, had off-the-court issues. Aaron Bradshaw has been a part of two disappointing teams at Kentucky and Ohio State, had off-the-court issues at Ohio State. Sincere Parker is still quite literally dealing with an off-the-court. It's a interesting collection of people, and the question becomes, can they hold it together through adversity so that when they get to the American portion of their schedule, their talent can just take over. Perhaps, but I don't know. I'll tell you that. Here's, as I was making these phone, here's what one coach said to me about Memphis. They're still good enough to win their league, but they won't. That's what he said. They're still good enough to win their league, but they won't. That was his assessment of, they're talented enough to do it, but this coach was not a fan of the roster makeup.
You're saying Zach Edey's not walking through that door to help turn some frowns into smiles like he has for the Memphis Grizzlies?
I don't think the Tigers have a Zach Edey
tough.
getting ready to get removed from the status report, unfortunately. They could use a Zach Edey, and if not a Zach Edey, at least a PJ Haggerty.
If not an Edey, at least a Haggerty. The Grizzlies do have an Edey.
Yes.
How nice has it been to be reminded that there is value in adding a 7'4",
Yes.
300-pound center to this team? And even as the Grizzlies have dealt with injuries to their two star players, and John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr., Zach Edey has so quickly made a case for being the third most important player on this team, and he is available. And I think you could even make a case, not saying the best player, but in terms of importance for everybody being their best version of themselves, we're seeing Zach Edey make an early case for himself.
He's been terrific. The impact is obvious, and it doesn't even all show up in box score stops. You just watch the game. He changes the way you can play. He changes things you can do. And he's been good. Like, it's not just like, and Zach's back in, he's got to get comfortable. Like, he looks comfortable, has looked comfortable right from the jump. So I think the biggest thing that probably happened in recent days is you got to play the Kings and the Mavericks. But
sometimes the schedule gods are on your side.
Don't apologize for it. Tommy Lloyd, the Arizona coach, had a good quote last week about this. I've heard the phrase before, obviously, as a baseball player, but I'd never heard a basketball coach sort of apply it to, just getting a good break, because they got to play UConn, and Terrace Reed, UConn's best rebounder, did not play. And it was a game-time decision, but they held him out. I think it was an ankle issue. And they asked Tommy Lloyd about that. And he was like, yeah, UConn was down Terrace Reed and another projected starter. And he said, sometimes you get a good hop, and you just turn two with it. You don't apologize for it. We got a good hop, turn two, and get out of here. So, yes, I acknowledge we played a shorthanded team, but we're going to call it a win and get out of here. And same thing, you don't have to apologize for beating the Kings and the Mavericks, but things get different tonight.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
There you go.
Right, we got all the cliches that we can go through it. It's just the fact of the matter is they've won 2 games in a row. And like you were saying, as it pertains to the Tigers, it's just a fact in all sports. Losses pile up,
yes,
and they hurt,
yes,
and they drag morale down,
yes.
And sometimes just having the physical act of winning a basketball game and being reminded, hey, this is fun when this happens, can do wonders. I am not saying everything turns around and the Grizzlies are on their way to putting up a big win over the Nuggets time. I mean, they could, sure, because they get a Nuggets team down 2 starters, which is certainly better than the alternative of them being healthy. But it is nice from a mood standpoint in a long 82-game season.
I believe in that sincerely.
Yes.
I'm not a professional athlete, so I can't share those experiences with professional athletes, but I'm a human, and I know how humans feel. And I see it in my little guys. I see it on the golf course. I have friends who are my age, and they play golf, and they laugh a little more and smile a little more and joke a little more when they are winning their match. It doesn't matter if they're, I mean, it does matter, but are they excited because they are shooting 76?
Yes.
Or are they excited because they're shooting 87, but who cares? The other guy's shooting 89. It's fun to win, and it sucks to lose. And I don't care how strong-minded you are, the losing piling up on you can take a toll and make things start to get worse rather than better.
It's in the name.
It is hard to pull out of a bad place and get to a good place if you don't have results that line up with that.
Sure.
And so I don't care if it was the Kings and the Mavericks. If you could play them again, I'd play them again.
Schedule them for every game now.
Schedule them for every game. I'd be happy with it.
We can get another Klay Thompson moment.
Well, that was
What
something.
was your take on all that? Overblown? Fairly blown?
Fairly blown. I mean, it's a thing. It's a thing that happened between 2 very famous basketball players.
Yeah.
It's not what I would do, but I'm also 48-year-old not basketball player, right? As opposed to a 26-year-old star basketball player. I tend to respect accomplishments and excellence, and I know that Klay is not the same player he used to be, but he's done things very few people in the world have ever done on a basketball court. And so I wouldn't be, I don't know that it's not something I would do. And I don't know that it reflected well. I mean, you could just do a Twitter search and.
Let's play role play.
Okay.
You, Gary Parrish.
Mm-hmm.
At some point,
Mm-hmm.
who's like your best friend in the industry?
Well, let's say Chris Vernon.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So one day, Jim Nance
Mm-hmm.
calls Chris Vernon a bum.
Mm-hmm.
And then years later, Jim Nance might have had an off night. This is all hypothetical. Jim
Mhm.
Nance, welcome friends, does not have an off night.
No.
He's a capital P professional.
Right.
Let's say he did. Would you take the opportunity to be like, you were a bum tonight?
I would not talk
No,
to
you
Jim
wouldn't.
Nance like
Okay,
that. I mean, I'm being logically.
couldn't do it.
I'm being logically consistent
I
on
know.
this.
And it's an unfair comparison
Yeah.
because sports exist in a different
it's all
realm
yeah.
than business. Like, John Morant is not an accountant
Right.
going up to somebody who crunched the numbers wrong and calling him a bum. I just think that from the context of sports
Yeah.
and the fun that comes with the hate of sports, these moments happen. And I don't think we
Yeah.
have to, it's nothing more, nothing less. And Klay made some sense in what he said too. Like both of those things can be true.
I thought his counter was like if you're going to do it, that's exactly the way to do it.
But I was fine with both of them. Was my overall takeaway.
Yeah, it's fine.
And that we gave way too much time to it.
Like when I say it's not what I would have done,
Yeah.
I mean like it's not what I would have done this weekend as me. Talk to me when I was 26 years old. What would I have done? I'd have probably taken it to another level, even further. So there's a little bit of that going on here. But I thought Klay was his sort of very calm rebuttal.
It was calm, but it also had he was scolding.
It was passive aggressive.
It was petty.
He was sunning him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, he's in street clothes. That's
Young man, let me tell you.
It was a little bit
about-
of that. and like
Back in my day, we respected our elders. Meanwhile, there's video of, who was it?
well, that's not even the part.
Anyway, not
that's
even the
part.
point.
The part where you just start talking about he's always hurt and he's always talking and that's just sort of who he is. And, it's sort of sad to see a superstar like,
It's sort of sad.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff. That's how you get people. Like just saying, he sucks or he can't shoot. Like whatever. That would poke them in what you perceive their insecurities might be.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you want to actually get to me, don't tweet me, you suck at your job. Like that, I don't even whatever. I have so many jobs. I can't possibly suck at all of them. You wouldn't get all these things to do if you were just terrible at it. But if you want to really get at me, don't your rankings don't make sense. Whatever. I don't care. How do you think you're a good father when you spend half the week in New York? All right.
Damn.
Are you sure your priorities are straight? Do you ever think about that sometimes? Now you're going, okay, all right, I hear you. That's how you get to people. And at least the way I interpreted that, I thought Klay was poking him with some stuff that could perhaps hit on some insecurities.
One was direct and one was passive aggressive.
Yeah.
I think it's just two different argumentative
Yeah.
styles and
Yeah.
two different trash talk styles
Right.
as well in that case. And we've seen Klay do the alternate too
Yeah,
at one
right.
point in his career as well. So
Right.
it all comes together.
And but it must also the whole thing's just interesting to me because Ja's assessment of Klay as a basketball player in this moment is not off too much. I mean, he is not the same player he used to be. And he was sort of discarded at Golden State. Like his heart was there, and he was sort of discarded.
Oh, I think that's a little revisionist too, because he could have taken less money,
Of course he
and
could.
stayed for Golden State and played and been beloved.
Yeah, but you want people.
But he went into pouty mode.
Yeah, but of course he did because he felt like the franchise that he was going to retire with his buddies forever was like, if you want to stay here,
Make a sacrifice.
You got to take significantly less money, and if you don't want to do that, we appreciated it, and we'll see you later.
You got to get away from Chris, dog.
I can't.
That would hurt.
You've got to get away from Chris Luther.
That would hurt.
Because they ran him out of there.
I would expect you to understand that.
They paid everybody else towards the
Listen,
end.
I'm
They
in a
said they weren't gonna
complicated
pay
place
him.
with this because I had to listen. My husband did a big ol' heel turn 180 on his feelings on Klay Thompson, and suddenly we're back in the I'll love him forever. He was the splash bro. He was one of my favorite players of all time. He's so smart. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's just so smart in how he attacks all of this, and I'm like,
I'm just saying that would hurt.
yes,
That would hurt.
sure.
And then you go to Dallas, and your plan is, all right, you guys didn't want me? Well, watch this. I'm with Luka, Kyrie, and we're going to go.
And it's not his fault that he went to a team who did one of the most inexplicable things that we have ever seen in the history of
Like, I
sports.
came here in part to play with that guy.
Correct.
And then you traded that guy, and now everybody here is hurt. The GM's, I mean, at least he's got Megan Thee Stallion.
Chris Luther would like to make a point. They paid him for 2 full years with no play, full salary. They backed him with everything. He's still typing.
I'm not saying that Golden State did not make a sensible decision to move on from him if he would not agree to a certain price. I'm not saying they were wrong. I'm just saying it hurts. It would hurt. you like, right?
Yes, of course.
Of course it would.
I said that as it was happening.
Right.
I used to have the rational take on this.
Yeah.
Now I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
I just sit in a space where my husband and I argue way too much about Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't ask for this.
So maybe that's like, I look at Klay Thompson and I'm like, he's got Meg. That seems fun. But everything else in his life probably a little
not fun,
complicated right now. So you know,
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
All right, GP.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, it was good to be here.
You're a great father.
You know, I knew that was going to get caught up. You know what I meant, right?
I know what you mean.
You know what I
know
meant.
what you mean. All right. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll do our Dirty Dozen, 12 plays from the weekend to describe the football weekend. 6 from college, 6 from the NFL. We got some hirings and firings. Not hirings. We got firings. We've got some retainings, and we've got some great plays. We'll get into them after a quick break.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Grizz Nation, don't foul out on dinner plans. Hit Sticks Express in downtown Memphis instead. Fresh hibachi, steak, shrimp, sushi tacos, and yes, our legendary sake slushie to keep things cool. Order online with code STIX901, STIX901, and knock 10% off your tab. It's the perfect pick and roll for game night. Sticks Express, fast, fresh, always a slam dunk. And hey, come see us at our Collierville location too.
Calling all collectors! Topps NBA basketball trading cards are back. It's available in the Grizzlies Den by Fanatics and online at Topps.com. Rip into bold color parallels, electric inserts, relics, and autographed cards from today's biggest stars and the next gen talent. Look out for rookie cards of Cooper Flagg and Dylan Harper, plus Grizzlies favorites John Morant, Jalen Wells, and so many more. You don't want to miss this drop. Grab your set before it's gone.
The Grizzlies are the one thing everyone in the family can agree on. So join us every Sunday this season for Sunday Family Fun Days. It's a steal at just $35 and includes a ticket to the game, a $10 food voucher, post-game free throws on the court, and a meet and greet with mascot Grizz. Space is limited, so grab your tickets now for this unique experience your family won't soon forget. Go to Grizzlies.com/Sunday and have a fun day. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is time for our Dirty Dozen, 12 plays from the football weekend, 6 from college, 6 from the NFL. What would you say was the best college football game of the weekend? Just off the dome, first thing that you think of.
Off the dome?
Like, did you think there was a great college football game this weekend?
Listen, I enjoy Delaware State, South Carolina State for the MEAC championship. So that one is high on my list right now. Outside of that, I can't think of another one. The Oregon and USC game was fun, especially when USC cut it to a score to start the fourth quarter. And then that got away from them.
That was the game with the biggest immediate stakes of the week, I would say, because you had
for both teams.
Because now you have USC, who's been eliminated from the college football playoff, and you have Oregon, who keeps themselves in a very comfortable position to reach the playoff. My least favorite score from the Oregon game came courtesy of my cousin, Malik Benson. We're not related, but I felt especially stabbed in the heart as Mr. Benson had an 85-yard punt return for a touchdown to put Oregon up 21-14 in the second quarter. This was probably like the first time of the day where I said, oh, we're going to lose. And then I found myself getting in and out of the game maybe 3 more times in totality, ultimately knowing I knew the destiny from the beginning. I knew USC would disappoint me. They have been erratic on the road. Jordan Mailata has been erratic on the road. He threw 2 picks against Oregon. The inconsistency eventually dooms them time and time again. And I knew that it would not matter that Oregon was down 2 starters on their offensive line. I was like, they're still going to find a way to run all over them, which they did. They also threw the ball over them. Just a very balanced Oregon offensive attack, a balanced Oregon win over USC. And Dan Lanning took it as an opportunity to give a little swipey at the SEC after the win, saying, this conference is a really good conference. It's competitive. We didn't play Chattanooga State today like some other places. We competed. Tough scene for UT Chattanooga, who gets misidentified as Chattanooga State, which does not have a football team. There is a Chattanooga State. They just don't have football.
Well, listen, the message is what the message is. My go-to fake university for this time of the year in the SEC is Southeast Missouri State Poly-Institute Tech, right? Like, they love throwing those games on there the week before the last week of the season, and it's ridiculous. But it's also ridiculous when you play that team week 1 and 2, and that's what Oregon did.
Well, I will say Oregon's FCS opponent was Montana State, which
it's an FCS school.
No.
At this level, it's an FCS school. Like, get them off of the schedule. Stop playing those schools so we can get an more accurate gauge of how good you are. Goodness gracious. Doesn't matter if you're playing them week 12 or week 2 of the college football season. It's still a bad opponent on your schedule. I'm not giving Oregon credit for playing a Montana team that's really, really good.
Montana State,
excuse me. Please don't come at me, fine folks of Montana and Montana State. But like, still, you're Oregon. You should not have that team on your schedule.
Fair.
But whatever. But it is a fun swipe to take.
It's a nice swipe. And like this time of year, you're speaking to the committee.
You're politicking.
Yes.
Because this week, got them written down here.
Okay.
Games with CFP implications.
Okay.
For one or both teams. Ohio State, Michigan, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Texas, Georgia Tech, Georgia, Indiana, Purdue, Texas Tech, West Virginia, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Oregon, Washington, Oklahoma, LSU, Notre Dame, Stanford, Alabama, Auburn, BYU, UCF, Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, Kansas, Miami, Pitt, Virginia, Virginia Tech, SMU, Cal.
I was going to say, don't forget SMU, Cal.
Charlotte, Tulane, Temple, North Texas, James Madison, Coastal Carolina. That's almost 20 games.
And none for you, Memphis Tigers.
No, stop it, Jacob. Stop it. Memphis.
I mean, for Navy.
Oh.
You missed
one. Memphis Navy?
You missed one.
Memphis Navy? Right, like, whoever suggested, and this is why it was just a wrong suggestion, that adding more teams to the playoffs waters down the regular season. Wrong, because we are last week of the season. We've got 15 games plus with national implications from a playoff standpoint. That's exciting. That's exhilarating. If USC had have won, the lemon touchdown pass would have been the play I would have sent in. That would have made one of my highlights from the week.
Instead, they lost, and then I made Jacob also put in a sad UCLA play to make me feel better because this did cheer me up. It was probably one of my favorite things I saw from the weekend. UCLA just failing tremendously at one of the worst fake field goals you will ever see. Second quarter of the game. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Like, come on, man.
You go from being down 13-0 to 20-0 after sheer stupidity. Just brutal. I mean, the long snapper tries to pitch it back to the kicker, and it just does not work out. So that brought me great joy. USC loses, but UCLA does silly little things like that. So I always appreciate that. What was your first play from the weekend?
It was heavy on HBCUs this weekend. A couple of HBCUs at the D2 level made it to the playoffs, where honestly HBCUs haven't fared so well. Benedict is down 24-0. Benedict, best team in the SEAC, where Tuskegee plays. They beat the hell out of Tuskegee. Anyways, where Tuskegee plays, Benedict down 24-0, and Benedict won that conference and got the number 1 overall seed in their region, if I remember correctly. Down 24-0. They're down 19-24. 1 play left. And oh my gosh, we got a miracle on our hands. Man sits there. They got 1 play to run. You got to think, okay, it's time to start throwing some laterals all over the field. Let's make it happen. Just don't get beat deep. If you're Wingate, all right, here we go. Pass it out out wide, and look up, fake pass cross field. Nope, actual pass cross the field. Music City Miracle style. He is gone. Uh-oh, he's going to get caught. Is he getting caught? He is not going to get caught. All the way to the end zone. Benedict comes back on Wingate from down 24-0 to win on that play right there. Incredible stuff.
That's good stuff.
Good stuff right there. It's playoff season. FCS playoffs start this week, I do believe, don't they?
I saw that come across my timeline. Did not know who either of those teams were, but I got real excited for Benedict.
We're going to talk about it on HBCU Huddle, a Grind City Media subsidiary. Check it out Thursday. Yeah.
Just looking at the games from this weekend, I mean, like the Notre Dame-Syracuse score was absurd. I think Notre Dame went up like 21-0 without Syracuse having an offensive possession, which was crazy stuff. 70-70, or I'm sorry, 70-7. So that was a sad one in our household. That randomly Syracuse got brought up on like every broadcast this weekend, and Chris would just sit there saying, like Pete and Brevin brought it up during the Grizzlies-Mavs game, and Chris was like, what the hell? Like, why does this keep getting brought up?
Because you're supposed to be there,
and Pete's a Notre Dame guy.
And Pete is a Notre Dame guy, but you're not supposed to get 70 hung up on you. That's rough.
This graphic from On3 Sports made my list of plays from the weekend just because it feels representative of the coaching carousel that continues churning onwards. Mike Norvell, safe. This looks like the Hunger Games. This looks like the thing that pops into the sky at the Hunger Games at the end of the night, just to tell you which coaches are safe and which coaches are not. And Mike Norvell is safe from being fired from Florida State at this moment. He will get a 7th season at Florida State. The news came after Florida State lost to NC State on Friday night, and they are now 5-6, and they need to beat Florida to reach bowl eligibility. And technically, this is a year of improvement because they went 2-10 last year, but it does also save Florida State from a $54 million buyout. So tell me you're not rich without telling me you're not rich.
Yeah. And my question to Florida State now becomes, if it starts off like this next year, if you look up and Norvell is 2-4, 3-7, are you going to fire him midway through the season?
What does the buyout turn into?
Okay. All right.
I don't know the answer to that.
Just if he starts the season next year, that's what I don't know. If he starts the season and goes 1-3, it'll certainly be a bit less of a buyout, but it's still going to be a pretty large sum of a buyout. Are you going to keep him? Are you going to allow him to continue to be mediocre at best and bad at most logical? Like, is that what you're going to do? But okay. Good luck to him. Wish him all the best. Speaking of wishing people the best, high school football got state championships going on all over the nation. Had one in Mississippi. One in Mississippi where coaches, I don't want to be hyperbolic. You guys tell me. It looked like coaches jumped this quarterback. He's running to the sideline. He runs by a coach. Coach is like, okay, you're a little too close to me. Steps in his way, gives him a vicious stiff arm right there in the shoulder. My man goes down. And thank goodness number 7 is there, because he rifles that football at the coach. And if 7's not there, then that ball hits the coach right in the face. So from this angle, they immediately cut from it. Okay. Immediately. Like, here's a stiff arm, boom, quarterback goes down, starting quarterback hops back up, and block up, bounces it off dude's head, going for the coach. The next video shows how it continues. All right, so here we go. Back to the stiff arm, hop up, throw the ball, and then watch these coaches grab this dude. Look at him. It's 2 coaches on him as hands are being thrown.
Oh.
High school football in Mississippi.
Just means more.
So they toss him out of the game, and
you can't do that.
You can't do what?
If you're the coaches.
Well, yeah.
You cannot put your hands on a player like that.
Listen, so they toss the quarterback out of the game.
But the head coach started it.
They tossed the quarterback out of the game. His team still won, though. They still won.
Good.
But, man.
Get rid of those coaches immediately.
Man.
Expeditiously.
That's some good stuff right there.
Can you imagine being at that game? Those are the kind of like high school games I just wish I was at. Like, man, I wish I could have watched.
We didn't talk about it. We had the sports moments draft.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something like that. I want to just demolish a dude on the sideline, on his sideline, and just hop up swinging. That's got to feel good.
My third play from the college football weekend also involved a coach ultimately getting fired due to the outcome of this game. You can add Cal to the list of power conference jobs open. Maybe Lane Kiffin goes to Cal. Who says no? We're not finding out anything on Lane Kiffin until after the Egg Bowl. We did get that announcement from Ole Miss Athletic Director Keith Carter going into next week's Ole Miss Mississippi State game, so puts a pin in the Lane Kiffin saga. But Cal lost to Stanford, and during the game, one of my favorite things I saw all weekend, Andrew Luck gets interviewed in the middle of the Stanford-Cal game. Rivalry game. Andrew Luck is there. Perfect place, perfect time situation. Take a listen.
Stanford's general manager and Andrew Luck. We were talking a little bit about how important this rivalry is. For you, being able to be a part of it, how meaningful is it?
It's huge. It was great to be as a player and now be as a GM and watch these guys. I'm going to watch here for a second. Oh, ball! Go, Jay, go! Go, Jay! Go!
Hold for my favorite part.
We just talked about this rivalry. To see that play just now, I mean, describe the emotion.
Hard to say. It's a hell of a job by Omar and Jay Green. It's good. Let's get it going now. I appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
That's what that is
Appreciate
all about
it.
right
Bye.
there.
I'm going to go celebrate with my guys at this point. He wanted to end that interview immediately. Andrew Luck yelling, ball, ball. Perfect. Could not draw it up any better. I love when I hate in-game interviews because I just want to be watching the game sometimes, but every now and then you get a perfect moment with GM Andrew Luck, and Stanford beats Cal, and then they fire Justin Wilcox.
He looks like he's having fun, man.
Andrew Luck? And that makes me happy.
Oh, that makes me so
That makes me happy.
So very, very happy. Good for him. Deigo Pavia's probably going to New York, right? He's going. Don't show what? This is Deigo Pavia during the Kentucky game. It was a great game by Vanderbilt. Got the win. Sets up one of those games that we talked about being a game with major national implications when Vanderbilt takes on Tennessee this week. Vanderbilt could find themselves firmly in the CFP if things break their way. Here's Pavia during that game. Like wrong Pavia. But
she's just having fun, supporting her son.
Okay.
Let her live.
Yeah.
Let her be.
Go ahead. All right, Mom.
Wants to go to New York too with her son.
And that's Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is New York's SEC school now.
Chelsea campus.
Come on now.
He's just going home. He can take some classes while he's up there. Everyone was so ready. I get it.
You get what? What did you get?
I get it. I just feel bad when we dunk on people for just supporting their child.
Yeah, and I thought about sending this because this was a moment that really, really touched me. Shedeur hugging Deion right before going out there for his first NFL start. I thought about sending it, but I figured I'd send something from the game involving Shedeur Sanders. And this 50-plus yard pass, something that the Browns offense has not seen at all this season, was one of my plays from the professional ranks this week. Look at that. Outside of the pocket, just a dart on a string. Like that's
so nice.
He's capable of that. I'm not saying anything
I
bad
love the
about
Myles Garrett reaction.
Yeah, because when has Myles Garrett seen that? Probably Baker, maybe?
Not at practice, because he didn't have a chance.
So listen, man, I'm not saying anything about Gabriel because I think he might have a chance to be an okay quarterback. But if you're the Browns, you messed up both these quarterbacks by taking them both the way that you took them. You messed everything up in the most Browns fashion imaginable. Dion, Coach Prime, up in the box going insane after that play. Shedeur had another really good pass to Judy, and Judy just fumbled it, which was pretty funny. But it was all in all, it was a very good start for Shedeur Sanders off of 1 week. And he reminded everybody that he didn't get a full offseason, and imagine how good he'd look with a full offseason. Now, that part, I guarantee you, rubbed people the wrong way, but it didn't rub me any kind of way because you look at him on the field, and it's like, hey, he's capable of doing that. So, hey, tip of the cap to him and wish him and the Browns luck the rest of the season.
One of the more surprising outcomes of Sunday, Cowboys beat the Eagles by outscoring them 24-0 after they went down 21-0 in the first half. I have 2 plays from this game because I'm a cheater. I first sent the George Pickens play, and by which George Pickens play, one of his 2 insane grabs in this game. This one catching it over 2 defenders and leaving those 2 defenders crumbled in a pile with each other was one of my favorite still shots from the weekend too. George Pickens, 9 receptions, 146 yards, and a touchdown. Pretty amazing reminder that just the right situation can cure a lot of stuff. Like, it was not that long ago where we were talking about George Pickens as, one of those crazy receivers, and now he seems to be so comfortable in Dallas. He has great chemistry with Dak Prescott. He's been one of the best pickups of the offseason, and he is stellar week after week.
I do believe he's second in the NFL. At least he was second in the NFL before the game, going into the game yesterday, in receiving yards on the season. Sometimes we label these dudes divas, particularly at the receiver position, because we don't analyze quarterbacks the right way. We don't say, hey, that dude is bad throwing the football. We don't come out and say that. We talk about potential. We talk about, hey, flashes here and this there, and if the coaching staff did this or that with said player, instead of just acknowledging that that player is not good at his position. You go from who? Kenny Pickens to Dak Prescott?
Voila.
Like, that's just a major upgrade for you as a receiver.
Yes. It was a wild game, just considering how the game started. Like, Jalen Hurts was shredding the Cowboys defense. A.J. Brown had 67 yards and a touchdown in the first quarter. They scored on their first 3 drives of the game, and then somehow ended up with 107 net yards, had 14 penalties, could not get the run game going. It was like they went into safety mode and took the foot off the gas, even though Nick Sirianni said that they did not do that. But that's what it looked like watching that game. I did send one other play because I truly believe this is one of the greatest hustle plays that I have ever seen. This is Cowboys rookie Alijah Clark, and that is the epitome of get knocked down, I get back up again, and he comes through and goes 50 yards to force the fumble, and this felt like a real tide changer for the Cowboys, but just right back up, push him down, get up, keeps on going. Like, they should play this for every single youth football team in America. Coach, not even youth football. Like, show it in the elementary ranks, show it in high school, show it in college, show it in the pros. Like, that is what it's all about. And for a rookie to have a play like that, where if you're a coach, if you're anybody in the league, you're like, I respect the hell out of that. And I saw a piece by Joseph Hoyt, who's the Cowboys beat reporter at the Dallas Morning News, and he had this awesome quote from a piece that he wrote preseason where he was talking to Alijah Clark, Syracuse teammate Justin Barron, and Clark described Barron described Clark in this way. He said, the biggest thing in football, as we talk about, is you show your love for your brother by how far the distance is between you and the ball by the time the whistle is blown. And he is always one of those guys closest to the ball every single play. And that's how he really shows his love through his effort. Put that in a Hallmark movie. That's the Hallmark football movie I want to watch, not the Buffalo Bills one that came out over the weekend that I might watch anyway. But anyway, that was
the wife is watching Hallmark movies right now. And yeah, that's
I'm so
sorry. Across sports, you got to appreciate effort. You got to appreciate hustle and a desire to do your job. Do what is one of those Tomlinisms? I think it is. You got to be remarkable at doing the unremarkable. Yeah. Right? Like, you got to, that is just effort. He could have just stopped and said, okay, let me trot down here. But no, he wanted to go down there,
bounce back
and try and make a play. And lo and behold, he was able to make a play. Xavier Worthy made a play for the Chiefs in what it was a playoff game, must win. Chiefs must win every week from here on out. They have struggled to win close games. This is a close game. This is overtime, one-score games. The Chiefs are now 1-5 in one-score games on the season, in large part to that play right there from Xavier Worthy. Did Patrick Mahomes step up in the pocket? Absolutely. Did he throw a dart? Absolutely. But Worthy is going away from the football. The athleticism it takes for him to stop, turn, adjust in the air, and catch it. Phenomenal focus, phenomenal intensity on his part. And he's helping 61,000 families out this Thanksgiving season with rent relief and food and things of that nature. So huge catch for Worthy. And those Chiefs receivers, both he and, why am I blanking on who had the big game for the Chiefs? It's going to bother me.
Against me in football.
But big weekend for those two receivers and the receiving core overall. Rice. Yes. There we go. For him and Rashee Rice, and the Chiefs finally get a win this year in a close game. And it was looking like they were going to lose it. And they should have lost it.
And watching that game, we started having a conversation in our household, which is a weekly conversation of just, like, who do you really trust in the NFL this season? The Colts, after that loss, now 8-3. The Patriots struggled to put away the Bengals. The Broncos had a bye week. And we're talking about all these AFC teams. And then it just, like, why aren't we talking about the Rams? Like, the Rams are the clear best team in football at this point in the season. And obviously things can still change. But right now, the Rams are so balanced, and their defense is such a massive part of it. This play from Cobie Durant ripping the ball from Cade Otton and returning it 50 yards for the touchdown was one of the many great plays from LA in that game for Sunday Night Football. A Sunday Night Football game that felt all but over like 10 minutes into it. And I saw this courtesy OptaStats. The Rams have the NFL leader in passing touchdowns in Matthew Stafford, the NFL leader in receiving touchdowns in Devontae Adams, the NFL leader in receptions in Puka Nacua, and the NFL's best scoring defense. And if that stands, that would be the first time in NFL history that one team has all four of those in the same season. As of now, they don't have a weakness. They don't turn the ball over. Their defense is elite. They have one of, if not the best coaches in the game. Like, everything is working for the Rams right now, and they just crushed the Bucs last night.
Big weekend for South Carolina State. Durant graduated from South Carolina State, and I do believe Celebration Bowl Defensive Player of the Game when he was there, if I remember correctly. I think I do. Devontae Adams' last 8 touchdowns. This is coming from Underdog on the Twitter. 1 yard, 1 yard, 2 yards, 4 yards, 3 yards, 1 yard, 1 yard, 2 yards. Like, he's just a red zone nightmare.
Yeah.
Just a red zone nightmare, man. All right, here's my last one from the NFL. Jacob, just throw it up there. I can't remember what it was. But it is, no, this is not mine.
Oh, this is mine.
Not mine.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You knew good and damn hell well this wasn't mine.
That's Jameis Winston.
Wrap him up. He's not that athletic. What
Number
are you
55.
doing?
That's Derek Barnes getting stiff-armed and stiff-legged by Jameis Winston. And I hate when Jameis does something so funny that for just an instant I forget that I don't really like him. Here's CJ's play, though.
Caleb Williams. There we go. There we go. Caleb Williams. What you make that noise for?
It was a rough game.
It was a rough game. They won.
They won.
What are you talking about?
They won.
That's all that matters.
It is.
The only stat that matters is a stat at the end of the game.
You're correct. That's why we're not talking about the Titans' good try, good effort against the Seahawks.
Caleb Williams, 4-game win streak. 932 passing yards, 163 rushing yards, and 8 total touchdowns. 4 weeks.
Yeah.
4 weeks, nearly 1,000 yards passing. You add an additional 160 yards rushing on 8 touchdowns and no interceptions? Like, come on, man.
4-0.
4-0.
I'm a Caleb defender. There were just moments in that game that were tough to watch. But there's moments in every game that are tough to watch.
We are not hyping him up the way that we have hyped up others at that position.
Yes.
So I'm fine with acknowledging, hey, that's solid right there.
Yes.
That's solid. Great? No. Good? Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good stuff. The Steelers, I didn't know this. They've only won 1 game in Chicago. All time. All time, the Steelers have 1 win in Chicago. But with that franchise, you just don't think that's the case. Granted, they don't play all the time. But they play enough for the Steelers to get more than 1 win at Chicago. You would think.
Damn. I didn't mention in that Jameis play, the Giants almost beat the Lions, which would have been surprising at least. The Lions did pull it out. Jahmyr Gibbs was insane in that game. 15 carries for 219 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he also had 11 receptions for 45 yards and another touchdown. He was all over the place. Anyway, fun weekend in football. It is a Grizzlies game day. That'll do it for today's show.
Wait.
Grizzlies. What?
Can I show them what that mouth do?
Oh, yeah, actually you can.
Look at this
you
mouth.
You absolutely can. This is insane.
Look at this mouth right here.
Can you set the scene? Where was
the
this?
scene is, I do believe, Cleveland halftime eating contest for one of the high halftime shows. Dude is losing to Joey Chestnut, and oh my God. Look at this.
That's pretty.
Oh!
He's got like Jim Carrey teeth.
That jaw, I've seen snakes whose jaws don't dislodge like that.
Yeah.
Like that is, can we get a still of that mouth? Look at how much is in there.
You sent a text this morning of look at that mouth.
Look
and
at
I was
that mouth.
really concerned of what it was.
Look at that mouth.
But that's just impressive.
That's 2 fistful of mouth right there.
You know that kid when he was in like 3rd grade for the first time hit him with the, I can put my fist in my mouth. You want to see it?
You know it.
And he's like, I can put both my fists in my mouth. You want to see it?
You know it.
And that's been his party trick forever. And now he's like, I'm a professional eater of burgers.
Love a professional eater.
We have other hot mess stories we'll get to throughout this week. We'll keep it silly. We'll keep it fun. It's a holiday week. That's what it's all about. I also have multiple people who are very upset that I didn't give my Wicked for Good review. And since we don't have Theater Thursday, I'll give that in TV Tuesday tomorrow.
I'm not saying anything
no
for TV
spoilers.
Tuesday.
Yeah, because that's all I'll talk
it's all.
In this dissertation, I will say. Grizzlies Nuggets tonight, back at FedEx Forum. All of us will be back there. 92.9 radio broadcast. I'll be there with Eric Hasseltine and Elliot Perry. TV crew, Pete Pranica, Brevin Knight, Rob Fisher, Chris Vernon. We'll do all the stuff with FanDuel Sports. We'll have the warm-up show with Ling Whitaker's actually out of town. Mike Wallace and John Roser will have the double post with myself and Roser and Bennett, and we'll see if the Grizzlies can win 3 in a row. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.
How do you figure out that's what your mouth is capable of?
It's a really great question.
Like at one point.
It's like marshmallows. Like how many marshmallows can you fit in your mouth? Okay. And he gets to like 100.